Good morning. Here we are. A little late, I am. It's a little bit past 10. But here I am. I'm here. I'm here. I thought maybe today we do a pathway spread, right? With the pathway inside for each of us, right? Many pathways to the same destination. Actually, right? There's only one way in, really, is to go in. In is in, I guess. Third eye, they say, is what faces in. Our physical eyes face out. The spiritual eye looks in. Those deep introspections to where we're all common inside. I think. Okay. Tired, right? Coming out of that very low fatigue energy, getting a little bit more energy, still feeling kind of tired. Because even in those fatigue times, it's like an insomnia comes over me. It's hard to sleep. Brain goes. Had lots to get the brain going. But hey, that's how it goes when you're doing those deep dives and those introspections. And you're looking at, what's this teaching me? What is this teaching me? Why is this coming up now? You know, hey, didn't I already deal with this? Well, maybe it's a chance to perfect the new skill, or maybe there was something we didn't quite pick up in there before, right? Maybe we wish there was something we could have said, and we've got this opportunity that comes around, that now is there an opportunity here. Now you can say all those things you wanted to say and that you've been beating yourself up for not saying. Maybe, right? That's why we got to go inside to figure out what is that saying to us personally, for our personal journeys here on this, for our personal life lessons, what we signed up for to learn in this life. All right? On some level, we can look at it in that way. And it's hard to, let me tell you, that's not an easy thing to do. It's so easy to go, oh, it's somebody else's fault. Right? It's so easy to sit in that, it's been done to me, not through me. It's so easy to blame. So easy to blame. But then when it comes down to it, we always end up blaming ourselves. I just heard that something. We punish ourselves, right? What's that? Oh. It was a Buddha that said it. It's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die from it. Right? You're hurting your own self, but you expect, I don't know. Okay, that's a loss. The phone's throwing me off now. Tired, the brain's not quite awake, but that's okay. Let's do our smudge and get into it today. All right. Okay, let me get the light to light the sponge. The sponge. Gonna light the sponge today, okay? How about that? Let's just skip the smudge and go for a sponge. Ooh, a sponge bath, all right? By someone you like, maybe, right? Maybe. Oh, just a bath. Oh, I wish my tub was bigger. No, that's okay. I saw my friend Jenny's place. I'm gonna go steal her tub. I told her I'm gonna come over just to visit your bathtub. That's right. That's right. I'm coming just to visit your tub. One day I'll have a big bathtub I can soak in. I love baths. And I don't get too many of them now. Oh, this smudge is going good. Oh, you guys don't. You see that today? Wow. There we go. Oh, we're getting that clarity and the truth, right? So we got to lift the veils. We had Owl there yesterday, so I'm going to lift these veils today. Thank you. Thank you, Owl. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you for helping us to see in the dark. Yeah. Oh, it sure is going today. Wow. Yes, there's lots that I have been. You too. It's not just me. We're all in it together. Okay. Now, take that over to your heart, to your throat and mouth to speak. Let those words come from your heart and with love. When they come through your lips, they pass through your lips, they pass with love, and always speaking the truth, love and beauty. And into your eyes to help you to see all that love and beauty around you and that you are. Into your ears. So you can hear all those beautiful words sent to you. So to hear yourself inside. To hear the messages that come through you from our creator source, whatever that is for you. And right over your whole aura to cleanse your whole energy. To help you know you are beauty. Cleanse that third eye there as well. Feel it just come all over you. Ancestors, the sage, spirit of the sage, the wisdom of owl. To see past the deceptions of ourselves, to find clearly our pathway within. To find that connection at any time. Make wedge, make wedge. Make wedge. All righty then, here we go. Did you have a beautiful weekend? That's good. Yep, the birthday, the 10-year-old birthday. Yay, he's 10, double digits. Went good yesterday. Okay. Our guides and relations are here with us. Bringing in full hold to the center. And call in all the directions. The east, the path of illumination and clarity. Fire, place of man. Then the south, the place of the emotions. The water, child, the innocence. And then the place of the woman is the west, the introspection, the earth. And we go up to the north, which is our wisdom years. The air, the spirit. Mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Those are the 4 quadrants of our medicine wheels. And how do you balance them out? How do you balance them out? That's a quick little simple exercise. Self-care is so important, so you can look. And then it can change. Is it, oh, you know, keep it up. What do you do for yourself in the mental quadrant? Like, how do you take care of yourself mentally? Reading a book, listening to music, you know, how do you calm those thoughts and clear that mind? How do you take care of yourself emotionally? Do you allow yourself to feel those feelings, or do you stuff them? You know, what do you do to help yourself feel better when you're sad? And then in the physical, do you exercise daily? Do you take time to rest? Do you balance your activity with your inactivity to help your physicality, right? And in your spiritual, do you meditate? Do you take time daily to connect with whatever your beliefs are in that higher power and that greater source, or to whatever it is that is for you, right? You can make that circle and balance it off in those quadrants and have a look at your self-care and how is it balanced out, right? Because sometimes we take more care of our physical and we don't really pay attention to our emotional or mental or our spiritual. Sometimes we disconnect from spiritual and we just focus on the lower ones. And lower or higher doesn't mean better or worse, right? It just means where we are in that process, right? It just means where we are. Okay, and so we walk the red road from south. Up to the North Shield, but this was coming from the south. We go up to gain the wisdom from the childhood. And as we go to the north, we gain our wisdom, right? And we return home to who we are because we know who we are, right? We think we separate from our child. We need to be, something else other than who we are, right? So as we get older, we can return to who we are and know, hey, I am loved and accepted just the way I am. But first, I need to love and accept myself. Because if I don't think that I am lovable and acceptable, I'm not going to really allow anybody to love and accept me because I don't feel like I'm worth it. So I'll keep that blocked away from me, and I'll block out any compliments or anything because I don't feel I'm worth it. So pay attention to that because you are worth it. Train yourself to not deflect or, when somebody says, wow, you look great today, go, well, I didn't really, you go, thank you. That was how I had to start. When I felt that urge to come up and say, no, I'm not that great, I would just say, thank you. Simple. You don't have to say any more, don't have to say any less, don't have to say, no, I'm not that great. And let it come in, let that sink in. Too often we don't let those good comments sink in. But somebody says one negative comment to us, and that's all we can think about, right? So Dr. Phil says it takes like 1,000 attaboys to one bad boy or something like that. So let the good stuff in, all right? So, and then as we're calling in the directions, the blue road, the road of spirit goes from like the sun, east to west, right? And that's how we make the advancements. You know, it's an advancement because, you know, we've graduated from this life, right? Okay, we've learned. And we're going to go back to the original source and then decide if we want to come down here again, right? Because as we grow, we're advancing and learning, right? And so the blue road goes from east to the west, to the field of plenty, where we know. When we go into introspection, we go deep inside, we know all of our ideas manifest. Any thought we think, it all manifests in some way. We must be careful. And above, below, and within. Okay, we spread them out and we do the pathway today. The pathway spread. The pathway to ourselves. Help us to look within, to remind us we're having a challenge to tap into that stuff. This will always be here to come back. This is November 6th, but it doesn't matter when you come in. Doesn't matter whether you're watching it in the morning, at the night, whenever it is for you, right? And if it's there for reference, right? I've got ways we can tap in. These are not the only ways. Many ways to the same destination, right? Many, many ways to the same destination. It's a piece to, I think, my pathway spread is right here. Yeah. At the margin. That's the moon launch. We've done the moon launch. We have not done the pathway spread. Okay, so we're going to have some 7 cards here. I'm so tired, so I'll just give you a little description. Another method for using the cards as an ancient spread that comes from the Druidic system of divination. This spread gives you an overall information about your pathway in life. These cards are laid out as illustrated. Okay, overall, so this is a pathway as human beings, right? Our pathway as human beings in life. Right, so we're going to take it on that big, broader perspective because, hey, we're all human beings. Right. Yeah. Yes, we are. We're all human beings. Yeah. Even though some of us may seem a little alien, we're all human beings. We're all Earthlings. Okay. So, for us Earthlings, the path. Way for us Earthlings. So, the past for us Earthlings. We learn and grow from. So, the past. This is the card to represent the past for us Earthlings here. In the present, where we are in the present as Earthlings. Humans. As being human. Here we are as being human. And our future as being human. There we go. Future as being human is there. And then we go to, what is the pattern or set of life lessons going through our humanity right now. Right there. And then we go, the challenge we have conquered. We've conquered, or the lessons we have just completed as a humanity as a whole. We've just completed. What is working for us? It's working for us as human beings on our paths here as a whole. And then, what is working against us? Okay, so the challenge we will all face. There we go. And our overall theme of the pathway. Look at our top and bottoms here. So our overall theme. Our bottom card, the animal with us, is the joy. So tapping into that, right? Learning from joy now. Right now, because we've learned a lot from suffering. We can see that suffering. There's been enough suffering in our world that we can look back and see that. We do not need to continue experiencing it. It's time to learn from joy, right? Because we can learn from joy just as much as we can learn from suffering. We get to choose. We get to choose, see? And we can joke about it and we can go, okay, yes, all right, we see. We did not have to suffer to appreciate the joy that we had. Or maybe we did. Right? We can laugh that we did this to ourselves because we wanted to experience the opposite of joy. We wanted to experience and expand, right? To know more, to appreciate, right? To appreciate. You have to have the equal and opposites, right? To know, to appreciate, right? Like you know, sometimes, like that old saying, you don't know what you got till it's gone, right? So, don't know what you got till it's gone. So if we learn to appreciate it now, be joyful with what we have now, right? So, now, okay, I got to set these up. We go, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7. Okay, so now we start. Oh, goodness. Language. So, and the past as a humanity, or past as humanity, what we've learned, what the lessons have we gone through as a whole pipe, right? We learned in our past, we learned to pray, right? That anything that we needed, we prayed to the gods, we prayed for the rain. That's where we learned inner past as humanity, because we depended on the source, we depended on the earth, and we knew that. We knew that. So we prayed for that inner peace. We learned how to transmute the poisons. We learned how to till the soils. We learned how to Hi. Look at that, right? And you go with the biblical stories, right? The serpent, the snake that made Eve eat the apple or whatever, right? We learned that we had all this knowledge. As we prayed for inner peace, we could see that actually, like, we were created in the likeness, right? That we are part of that. We're all creators. But then we also deceived ourselves too in thinking that we were separate, right? Or maybe that's where we did that transmutation, to kind of give us the illusion that we were separate so we can appreciate what really we are. So that's kind of cool when we say the past of humanity, that praying, and then we thought, right, those snake bites, we get the poison in us thinking that we are separate from our creator, separate from each other. There's a poison we need to transmute. So that's the past, where we prayed for everything and we depended solely on that. Well, until we learned, right? We can be alchemists as well. So, and then in our present, as a humanity, right? We're discovering our new abilities. There aren't such new abilities, right? That we can all tap into. Our intuitions, the things that we blocked off. That there's, what is it that we don't even use, like 90% of our brains? Something like that. Don't know the exact numbers and how we deceived ourselves in that way, right? So in the present, we have that ability to see beyond the deceptions and how people can use those deceptions to have power over us, and how we could fall for that as we're afraid and out of touch with our own abilities, out of touch believing that we're not all connected, believing that somebody is more powerful than we are, when we all have the same. Right? So it was Jesus that said everything that he could do, everyone can do. He wasn't claiming to be the only one to do that, right? And he's like, I am the way, but it's the our way, right? It's whatever language you speak, tomatoes, it's our way, right? It's that kindness to others, right? And we deceive ourselves thinking, oh, we have to go this road. Well, no, we can open up to these new abilities, and there's many possibilities, right? The new abilities is to see the many possibilities, right? Opening up to that. So that is our present, to be able to open up to those new abilities and not deceive ourselves as we have in the past, right? To return to that prayer, to find that inner peace, right? Transmute those poisons because somebody outside tried to block that inner peace to help us to forget. But it all comes down to that choice, right? To that programming. And on a level, we all had part in that as well. But we forget it. So, and now the future is the unlimited vision. We can create this world in that unlimited vision of peace, to see that we already have it. Because we can look back at our past and see how we deceived ourselves thinking we were totally separate from each other, and how we hurt ourselves and each other even more, believing that we were separate and not believing that we had unlimited vision, believing that we were limited when we are not. We are unlimited beings, right? And we can do those dance in that sacred spiral and cycle up. Cycle up. We're leveling up because we know. We can see that, right? We've come around to this lesson again to hone in and to practice those techniques, to know we can look back and go, look at, we've already done this. It's time to do something new, okay? We can keep fighting and fighting and fighting until we blow ourselves up. Or, hey, we can do a little spin and see what comes to us, right? With the Sufis, that's how they do their connections, right? Spin and spin and spin. I just think that I love spinning. Love that dizzy feeling when I'm expecting it. You know, there's sometimes that dizzy feeling is not fun. So, in our future, let's keep in mind as humanity, like we're creating ourselves, we have that vision for ourselves. And if we could all tap in and find our own inner peace, right? Right? Find our own inner peace, we're contributing to the peace of all. Figure out our cycles and know that we are spiraling up, right? We are living and we are learning. And it is a beautiful thing. And now, the pattern or set of life lessons moving through our lives as human beings. Before is at the top. Remember, forget the setups here. So the pattern running through our earth right now is the wisdom and the gratitude, right? Us learning to be grateful. And right now, 11/11, we've got the 11th coming up, the Remembrance Day, right? It's remembering, okay, all that fighting that was done. There may have been a reason then because man was trying to suppress other men and the women, right? But so we needed to fight for that freedom. But there comes a time we don't need to fight for that freedom anymore, right? Fighting in peace seemed to be contradictory, right? There was a time you had to fight for the peace, but now we can be grateful because we can learn from that. Those soldiers that were an example for us, we don't have to fight for peace anymore. We've learned a lot. We've come a long way, and hey, we've learned how to make more powerful weapons. So this isn't this isn't little child's play anymore. Although we are a bunch of babies, right? Some of us have these little tantrums, but we have the wisdom to know, right? Well, hopefully, right? Somebody sets up, oh man, so many times we've already seen the devastation that causes. Do we need to do that again, right? We have that wisdom. It's teaching. It's learning from those past lessons. Do we need to keep repeating? Have world wars, world wars, world wars? No, everybody be responsible for their own inner peace, right? To each their own. Everyone is required here. Just like every ant is needed in that colony for the colony to survive, right? For us to keep expanding and to keep growing, we need to work together. And it begins within, right? That inner peace, that tapping in. Okay. And that teaching by example. It's not going out, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. No, 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 no. It's letting people feel it for themselves. Because I think we learn best by experience. That's where our knowledge turns into the wisdom, is because we experience it. We know how that feels. You know what? If we tap into anything, we can know how anything feels. Right? And we allow those feelings. And, gotta feel the feelings, feel through it to get to that inner peace. So the challenge we have conquered, or the lesson we have just completed, as Earthlings, as human beings. Oh, the great mystery. We are tapping into it. Science is coming in and showing how we're all connected through our breath, through the molecules in the air, through how the tiniest little parts we are, right? And somebody was just saying that too, even in physics, how we're basically just all holograms, really. That there's, some truth to the Matrix movie, right? That we are creating this as we go along. We are all co-creators here. So for the most part, as humanity, we all know that we're here in this space, in this great mystery, that we're surrounded by it, that we're not the only ones, that there's other planets out there. We've come a long way in knowing that the earth is not flat. It's a long way that we've come. So these are the lessons that we have completed. To know that we are not alone in the universe, to confront that fact, that we are not alone. To confront that there is a higher power, that how can we continue to deny this, right? When we've seen miracles in front of our faces, when, all those great teachers were trying to teach us the powers that we have within. Because we are all one. We are all part of this great oneness divine. We are all God. Great oneness divine. Lesson. So you can confront that in yourself in a nice way, right? The truth, seeing the truth and where we have lied to ourselves, and not beating ourselves up, laughing at ourselves, finding the humor in that, because all of us are being human, and hey, we're in the same boat called Mother Earth, but we're in our own boats too, right? We gotta row our own boat. Okay, but we're in it together. It's knowing that, right? All an intricate part. Every one of us is needed. Every one of us is special here. Okay? Yet none of us is special here. We're all special, yet none of us is special. I love that. Does not come from me. It's through the Course in Miracles. Loving that book. Anyway, I'm going to learn more too. Anyways, what is working for you? That's what's working for us as humanity. All together. We're in this together. What is working for us? The allies and support as we come together. That works for us as we make those connections together. We can lift it together, right? There's safety in numbers. There's the power in the numbers. We have that collective consciousness. It's shifting that collective consciousness out of the fight, and knowing that we already have the peace, that we all can bring it if we all do our part to contribute to that peace. And we do that just by finding our peace within and seeing that we're always supported. We are never, ever alone. Ever, right? The record keepers, right? We have a record of it. We can look through our history books. We can see the devastation that war has caused. We can see the devastation and how this fighting all started in my way is right, your way is wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's what helps and what hurts. Are we helping to expand? Or are we helping to hurt ourselves, others? Right? So when we're hurting others, we're hurting ourselves. When we hurt ourselves, we're hurting others. Because we are all connected. Even though history books and stuff has been burned out, some would rather you not read this. Things have been changed, the wordings, whatever. Man gets their hands in it. We're co-creators. It's part of it. Part of that learning, and for us all to learn for ourselves. In that, we're all connected. We can all look back at the records. We can all see. So this is working for us. Okay? Been there, done that. Let's do something else. Right? Shift that. Do it all in our own lives. Begins within. Create that little ripple within your own little world, right? And that affects the bigger world, right? Because it's the same one. The microcosm affects the macrocosm, or however that goes. But it is truth. Feel it. You can feel that too. All right? Don't just take my word for it. Run it through your systems. All right? Your truth systems. You will feel it. You can feel it. We all can. Because we're all part of the original source. We all come from this great mystery. So now, what's working against us? Things that we need to keep in mind that this is going to come up. And we chose it on some level to help remind us, okay? So we have these challenges, these lessons to help remind us, to help show us we have learned new skills, to help show us we have old skills that we can use that help us get through. So we can choose it to be a challenge, or we can go, hey, no. Looking at it in a different way. What is working against you? Well, if we cut down all the trees, that's going to work against us. You know, if we take advantage of what the earth is giving us, right? We won't have anything left. So we have to appreciate our roots and where we come from the earth and the sky. We're a bit of the earth and the sky, and we need to know those boundaries, right? A lot of us have challenges putting down the boundaries. A lot of us have challenges respecting boundaries when they're put down, right? Just watch that, the Lorax, right? Oh, how bad can I be? I'm just building the economy. Whatever that was, I can't remember. But, you chop down all the trees. What are we going to have left, right? We rape the earth of all of her resources. How are we going to be able to survive? We need to have those boundaries. We need to know, right? Can't drink the oil. Leave it in the soil, right? Oh, my daughter was saying that. We went to a little water thing, and she come home singing that. She's like 3. But, so we need to think about that and the boundaries and respecting the boundaries of our Earth Mother, respecting the boundaries of our fellow Earthlings, right? Respecting our own bodies, right? I wanted to say physical limitations, and here we go, unlimited beings, right? But if we're sensing something as a limitation, maybe let's look at it not as a limit, but as a lesson. As a lesson. A lesson to look at our thoughts. Because we only limit ourselves, really. Okay, and deep down. So, there is our challenge, and what's working against us to keep taking advantage of those roots and giving, or not appreciating where we came from. How we got here. Let's be grateful. Let's be grateful to nature that supports us and loves us and is always there and is our biggest ally in support. Mother Earth. Let's not take advantage of that. Luck 28. Let's know those boundaries, right? Because we had those allies in support, but if we keep pushing, it's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. If we take advantage of our support and our allies and our friends, they're not going to be there for us anymore. They got boundaries. There's only so much we can give. Right? In these unlimited beings, right? But it's truth. It is truth. As here in these physical beings, we brought ourselves to these limits to know how limitless we are. That we can expand beyond boundaries of time and space. Right? We can. When we go into dream time, we're expanded beyond those boundaries of this physical body. Right? We can go on journeys. So we can appreciate that. The challenge is, though, not all of us can remember that. Not all of us tune into that inner world, knowing that if we change our thoughts, we can change our lives. I'm not the first one to say that. Oh, you recognize it. Yeah. Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay. I love her so much. Okay. A lot there. Look within. It's all within you. So begin within, you amazing, beautiful being. So glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. You amazing, wonderful being. Have a blessed day. Peace.